I'm gonna go ahead and get to this video. You read the title, right? Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Okay, I kind of got you. It's not that severe, so you can go ahead and make sure that you know take your little flame fences down and your keyboard. You know, you keyboard warriors. You can go ahead and just rest your fingers, listen, then respond. So I'm gonna make 4 major points in this video because I'm so tired of seeing this being bashed and then that being bashed for really virtually no good reason. So let me just ask you a couple questions. What is the difference between an Xbox with no games and a PlayStation with no games? What is the difference between paying for Xbox Live versus paying for PS Plus? What is the difference between the shovelware that was on the Wii and the shovelware that will be on the PlayStation 4? And 4, what is the difference between being ripped off by whomever versus being ripped off by Sony? I want you to think about that. And I understand you probably think, where is this video coming from? Just thinking, reading comments, going, you know, site to site, always PlayStation fans talking about, oh, Sony did it, man. And anytime Sony does something wrong, oh, wait, it's fine. I mean, everybody can't get it right. I mean, yeah, we can't expect every game that they release to be good. Like, well, I paid $400 for this machine and I can't expect a good game, every game to be released to be good? Like, that makes absolutely no sense. Well, you know, oh, well, not every game can be The Last of Us. What a damn shame. Okay, let me go ahead and get off to this first point. What's the difference between the Xbox with no games and the PlayStation with no games? Everybody's talking about the Xbox. I don't want to buy it. It has no games. It has no games. It has no games. Well, PlayStation 4 doesn't have any games either. You know how I know? Let me tell you how I know. The Last of Us came out a year ago, right? Originally for the PlayStation 3, or 2 years, whenever it came out. All right, originally for a PlayStation 3, right? Since then, it's been Infamous, Resogun, I believe Drive Club, and what's that? Knack. Those games came out from Sony. Nobody talking about those games. Y'all didn't probably talk about those games for about 2 or 3 days, came out, played it, was disappointed, was like, man, this wasn't what it should have been, but it's okay. They'll come out with something. They'll come out with something. And then the next thing that you're excited for is a port of a last generation game. And now we want to say, be mad at Microsoft because say, oh man, they don't have any games. Now, I understand some people didn't. Not everybody played The Last of Us because of the PS4 and this and that. I understand that. But at the same time, what I'm saying is, okay, you're still hyping up a last generation game like it's brand new. I understand it's got some new content in it. But then again, let's say 85% of the game is the same. Yet upgraded textures, all that shit aside, is it or is it not the same game? I rest my case. So you can't talk about, well, the Xbox has no games, and then, or I don't like the Wii, I don't want to buy it because it has no games, but PlayStation has no games. Oh, we'll let that slide. We'll let that slide because it has potential. It's going to get some games. Well, let me tell you this. You know the reason why you got all those good games last generation was because the PlayStation 3 wasn't being bought. So Sony was like, we have to get off our ass and do something and show people why they should buy a PlayStation 3. Okay, well now, people are buying the system and talking about, oh, no games, it has potential. You can say that about any console. Oh yeah, well every console has potential. I mean, shit. The Last of Us was made by Naughty Dog and came out for PlayStation. And I mean, it could have been very well been made by damn whoever, Microsoft Studios and came out for Xbox. Well, they don't have the talent. I don't want to hear that shit. That's not the point. The point is, everything could happen. I mean, anything could happen. So let's not talk about could, and let's talk about what is happening. And what's happening now is y'all don't have any games because you keep talking about, oh man, I can't wait to play this last generation game. So, and then your top selling games are always multiplats. Multiplats. They're available for every system. So don't say the Xbox has no games when the Xbox, the greatest games that y'all play, you share with the Xbox. And all your games are really just a disappointment. So far, that is what I'm seeing because, y'all got average and okay review scores and people ain't even talking about the games anymore. So that's it for that point. Next point. What's the difference between playing for Xbox Live and PlayStation Plus? You're going to say, well, $10 a year. $10 a year? When you have to pay for it at all, then, I mean, it's just $50 a year versus $60 a year. Are you fucking serious? An extra $10? You can't scrape together. I could go in my couch and find $10 somewhere, stashed away in my couch. So let's not get off and say that goofy shit. What's the difference? It was bad when Microsoft did it, but it's okay when Sony does it. Nintendo still has it for free, and you guys are like, well, fuck that. I don't care. I mean, well, at least get what you pay for. That's what the Xbox fans were saying. And I think the Wii's online infrastructure came a long way. It works fine now, especially Mario Kart Wii U. It works perfectly. So why are people not saying, well, thank you, Nintendo, for that? Do y'all like paying for a subscription now? Do you like it? Well, we get some free games. Some bullshit games. Same type of games they give you on Xbox. The type of games that, well, this game sold over 10 million units, and we know that everyone pretty much already has this game, so we'll just throw it out there to look good. Oh yeah, I mean, seriously, they had, like, Xbox Live had Halo 3. Who owned the Xbox 360 and did not own Halo 3? Really? Not many people. And if you didn't own it, you probably didn't even want the damn game to begin with. So, yeah, great value. Alright, next. Shovelware on the Wii and the PS4. You know why there was so much shovelware on the Wii? Because the Wii was easy to develop for and the top selling system. Therefore, all they had to do was say, well, we're just going to put a little waggle in there and, just push it out and it'll sell. You know what that sounds like? This generation, the PlayStation 4. Oh, well, we'll just, instead of waggle, we'll just make it pretty. We'll make it pretty, push it out. Well, at least we're not going to have carnival games. That's not the point. A shitty game is a shitty game. You can say, well, if carnival games suck, and then you have a super badass dude with a gun game, and it's fucking unplayable. A sorry-ass game is a sorry-ass game. And then, but when that happens, don't say it's not going to happen, because it will. It always does. And then when it happens, don't be like, well, you know what? You don't have to buy it. Because that's what Wii owners been saying for the longest. You don't have to buy it. You don't have to buy it. Yeah, it's there, but you don't have to buy it. No one's forcing you to buy the shovelware. But you know what? When it comes out for the PlayStation 4 and people are like, oh man, we're just in shitty games. You're getting all these crappy games. Underwhelming games, because that is what you guys are accepting now. Because when you look at it, the games that you've been buying aren't really phenomenal. You've been buying broken games. All right, we accept patches. You talking about, well, this game has this and that. Nintendo wouldn't dare release an unfinished game. Some of these companies, they just don't give a damn. They'll just go ahead and release the shit and be like, well, we'll patch it up later. So you guys accept stuff like that. It's going to happen all throughout the industry. So anyway, you're going to, people who are studying the PlayStation, they're seeing what games sell the most. And they're like, well, man, these, people don't really care about these type of games. As long as it looks good, we can get them hyped up for it and we'll sell it. So, enjoy your shovelware that you have to buy. And then, lastly, last point. What's the difference between being ripped off by whoever versus being ripped off by Sony? Like Rev said, the EA Plus wasn't a EA whatever the fuck it was called. It wasn't even, the greatest deal, but it was okay. But Sony says, this isn't what they come to expect. I think that they took that out of context and meant to say, this is not the value that they have come to accept. Because like I said, y'all just accept whatever. Sony, man, Microsoft can do something, then Sony can do it. And then, you know, Microsoft, oh, fuck y'all. But Sony, oh, well, it's okay. I mean, thank you. Thank you, Sony. I mean, we're just happy to have you here. I'm like, what type of shit is that? Like, for real, y'all got to be starting to get serious and mature. Because, see, y'all keep letting them get away with this stuff. Everybody else is going to start doing it. And then, you know, what you had in the PS3 days, you know, all the greatness that y'all talked about, that you used to talk about and still talk about because you ain't shit to talk about on the PlayStation 4. Yeah, that type of stuff. That's not going to happen. You're gonna, you know, Sony's like, well, we haven't been doing anything and they just love us. So they're not going to continue to do anything. It's like, you know, every time that Sony does something bad, y'all have excuses. For what it looks like, it sounds like one of those, you know, abusive relationships with a man and a woman. And the woman's like, well, he pushed me down the stairs, but it's okay, because I know he didn't mean to. He's a good person. Yeah, he smacked me in the face with a belt, but it's okay. It's okay. I mean, you know, I shouldn't have been disobedient. And, or, you know, he slapped me, you know, he crushed my fingers in the door, but I shouldn't have questioned him. It's fine. You guys got to learn to stop accepting this stuff, because until you stop accepting it, PlayStation 4 is going to be trash. Nothing but lost potential. And then you're going to see all the games come out for the Xbox. They're going to be fucking phenomenal. Games come out for the Wii U, going to be phenomenal. And y'all PS4 owners are going to talk about, well, you know, actually, well, see, you know, well, if in a couple of years, well, you know, well, Sony, you know, they're lost a lot of money. They're just, you can have all your excuses. You can have fun making up excuses while we're playing our games. So that's about it. And guys, just to be clear, I'm not telling you in this video to go buy an Xbox. I'm not telling you go buy a Wii U. Just stop accepting bullshit. That's all I'm saying, you know. If Sony does something wrong, call them out on it. That's the only way they're going to get better, and that's the only way you're actually going to get value for your dollar. Unless you like spending $400 on a dust collector. I'm out.